Good morning and welcome to the channel. Arsenal obviously yesterday made their first summer signing of the season, or official I should say, with the announcement that Kepa had signed, and we know that there's going to be more signings to follow. But the big sort of surprising news of the day really came from David Ornstein, who reported that Arsenal were had an interest in Eze, in addition to, and I think this is a surprising bit, in addition to a left winger, or a winger I should say, and a number 9. And that somewhat caught me by surprise, I think. Now, Eze is an incredibly talented player, a player I've been after Arsenal to sign for, 18 months, nearly 2 years now. I think he's a player that can play in multiple positions to a very high standard. He can dribble past the player. He can play left 8, right 8, left wing. He's a decent passer. He's not afraid to take a shot. But I think the crucial thing for me is that he's not afraid to do the unexpected, and he can unlock a defence by doing something the defenders don't expect him to do. And I think, given Arsenal struggled to break down the low block last season, that sort of maverick type player could be really, really important. I think it'll probably be largely a sort of squad option who will play a variety of positions, sort of kind of how I thought to see Kai Havertz this season going in many ways. And I think predominantly those minutes will probably come on the left-hand side. I think he'd be a very different type to Martinelli. I think he'd drift inside slightly more, which might mean Miles Lewis-Skelly, or whoever the left-back is, instead of inverting, has to sort of go outside sometimes. But I think that can be a good thing for Arsenal and sort of make that left-hand side more unpredictable and take the pressure off the right-hand side, which I think could unlock more goals for Arsenal. So overall, I think Eze is a good signing if it were to happen. And it is an if at this point. But how likely is it to happen in addition to those other two? We know Arsenal are going to spend big on a number 9, probably in the region of 70 million, on top of the 95 they've already spent. That's a significant outlay. Eze costs you another 60 million, and then you want a winger. So I think if Arsenal's left winger is Rodrigo, I think someone has to leave to make it affordable. I just don't think the money is there for all of that, despite the fact I think Arsenal have money to spend this summer. I think that probably in that scenario has to be Martinelli. I think he's the only real viable asset that would generate enough money to generate all three. To make that happen, I don't think it adds up with Trossard being the one that goes. But if Rodrigo isn't your winger, and I think that would be the ideal for Arsenal, would be to get Rodrigo in on that left-hand side. I think he's a star player that really sort of elevates Arsenal to a new level, and is sort of that Ozil or Sanchez type signing. But the alternative, if Arsenal are going to sign a winger, a striker, and Eze, would be a cheaper option. Someone like a Bakayoko, Madueke being linked today, I don't think quite as bad as advertised, but obviously not top of my list. But I just think Arsenal will have to make the finances work here if Eze, who I want to see, comes as well.